So welcome to the show. Thank you very much for taking out the time and joining us. Stephen Taylor with you, and proud to have, an honor to have an American with us today. No, a South African American, Adrian Maizey, CEO of Starbucks South Africa. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate the opportunity.
You are South African, right?
I am, born and raised.
Okay.
From Pretoria.
But you've got a little bit of a American
Yeah, I'm told.
accent.
Americans don't think that, but the South Africans think that. Yeah, they think I'm full-on South African.
So how long have you been staying in LA?
In LA, 6 years. The US, almost 29, coming on 30.
Wow.
Yeah, I left when I was 18, 19 to go play college tennis.
But you only look 40.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'll pay you later.
What's your secret, man? Drinking Starbucks.
Yeah, staying out of the sun.
Yeah.
Starbucks. Obviously drinking Starbucks.
Okay, so before we get to Starbucks, tell us about you. Obviously, you grew up in South Africa. You were born here
Yes.
in Pretoria?
Born in Pretoria.
Okay.
Born and raised Pretoria. Centurion area, then went to Pretoria Boys High. Where big into my sports, loved it, and then went to Tukkies for a year.
Okay.
And wanted to do something with my tennis. So people do gap years, but I was already in university, so I applied, and this was pre the internet era.
Oh, yeah.
So they had to figure out how to get to a school and
Did
wrote
they
a
have
bunch of
dial-up
handwritten-
then? Not even?
What's that?
Dial-up internet? Not even?
Not even, no,
That was-
not in
oh, yeah.
92, 93.
Oh, you
yeah.
used in Carter, right?
Yeah. So I just sent it out in the mail. Actually, telefax. Fax.
Oh, a fax, yeah,
Fax,
yeah.
Yep. And I got a few offers, and I went over, and it was life-changing.
Wow.
So as a youngster, I all of a sudden was now out of the house on my own in a country where I didn't know a single person. I started from scratch. I showed up with one suitcase.
Sure.
And there was no family relationship or anything of the kind in it. But it was the time of my life. It was difficult to adjust initially. And then, it led me to a whole different career, which I worked for Deloitte for a long time. And I went to Harvard Business School of all places, and I don't know how I got in. But it was relatively random, and that was life-changing for me.
Is it difficult to get in?
Yes, it is.
So it's like the main place so everyone wants to go to?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's obviously I'd applied myself before and had decent grades, and there was the different uniqueness of being South African and a CA and a tennis player, and they generally look for something with the difference.
Oh, you're a chartered accountant?
I am.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I started.
They normally say that accountants are boring, but...
That's just those, but not me.
Okay.
That's my competitive advantage.
You still play tennis, though?
No, not much.
Oh, really?
It's just once I finished university, that was sort of, I stopped cold turkey. It became a job at some point.
Okay.
Even though it was life-changing to be part of it. I then wanted to work.
Yeah.
And so went on to focus
Well,
on my
coming
career.
from Harvard Business, that makes sense, right?
That was great, yeah.
So what did you study?
So undergrad was accounting.
Okay.
And then business school is a master's in business administration. So it's a general degree. You don't specialize at Harvard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a broad degree.
And at that time, did you think that you would get to where you are now? Did
So,
you ever have aspirations to kind of do what you're doing?
So if I look at my letters of application to Harvard Business School, it was always about trying to be the CEO
really?
of a company. And admire, I think I wrote about the Coca-Cola lead at the time.
Yeah.
And I forgot his name, but he was a famous guy. And it was ultimately about finding blazing my own path and becoming an entrepreneur to a degree.
Yeah.
But as a CA, I'm also quite conservative.
Yes.
So it's taken me a lot longer. I didn't do it. So I've hedged as to make sure so the level of success will be there.
Yeah.
Because as you get older, it even gets more difficult because you have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
But where I am today was not a plan. It was about developing as many options as I can along the way. So work as hard as I can, develop the deepest relationships I can, and then pick the fork in the road that may be the best choice along the way.
So networking was important?
Very important. And Harvard was critical to that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just generally about planning and working hard and hopefully earning people's respect around me.
And then, so what was your first job out of Harvard?
It was Deloitte.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was there for a decade.
Oh, wow.
But I went to business school. I went after undergrad. I went to Deloitte. Then I went to Harvard, and then I came back to Deloitte, and then I ended up being a CFO of a hedge fund in New York City, trading energy derivatives.
Sure.
And that actually blew up after being there for 6 months. I was sitting here in Cape Town. I got a phone call saying, "Sorry, we just blew up."
What?
So I had to wind down that business.
Like literally?
Literally, no, it didn't blow up. Literally, in the sense of one guy put a trade on and blew up our company.
Oh no! Jeez.
Yeah, but
sure.
But that taught me a lot about what not to do.
Yes.
And then I ended up working for a guy named Eddie Lampert, who is a famous financier for ESL Investments, and I was his CFO and basically right hand at the business side. And I learned more from him than anything in my life. An incredible guy, hardworking, focused, all about business. And on reflection, I'm seeing now, 10 years later, why he was doing the things that he was doing. He wasn't necessarily the most popular all the time because he was so difficult to work for, but difficult in the sense that he was demanding.
Sure.
But you need that to
You need
excel.
to, yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be mediocre.
That's right.
So he's great.
And then when did you first become a CEO?
So I was. So then what happened was Eddie moved to Miami, and I formed this company called Rand Group.
Okay.
Now Rand, as a South African, thinks it's association with South Africa, which it kind of is a play on words.
Yes.
But I was also a fan of Ayn Rand, the author and philosopher and she's really all about capitalism in a degree, but about each person contributing to society by maximizing their skill set. And as a whole, we're all better off on that, effectively, for lack of a better description. And so the Rand Group was associated with that. And I formed that business to serve Eddie when he moved to Miami. Okay. And then the name continued, and then through that, I ended up being a partner and CFO of another private equity firm, but that was in the sports space, which is quite interesting today. They're the company actually buying Liverpool today. So I kicking myself for not being involved in that because I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh, really?
So maybe that was a mistake.
Yeah.
But at least from a funness perspective. And then I moved to the West Coast and worked for a company called Leonard Green. And Leonard Green and Partners, big private equity firm on the West Coast, known for its retail investments, Whole Foods, Shake Shack, J. Crew, a lot of well-known brands. Yeah. And I left them and I joined thereafter a couple of guys who run an investment firm who invest into South Africa. So all three of us are South African. And that brought me back to South Africa in 2016. Wow. And through that, we had a portfolio of companies, and one of them was Taste Holdings, which was the prior owners of Starbucks. Yes. And when I personally got involved and put personal money in and underwrote the rights offering in January of 2020 on a personal level, I then had skin in the game and became very acutely focused on how they were succeeding as a business and whether they were succeeding. Because if they didn't, I was going to lose my personal money. And I then scrambled to try raise money around the world to save Taste Holdings, help Domino's bring capital in, brought people to the table, helped the Starbucks come along. And in the end of the day, at the 11th hour, the private equity firm that we had brought along was not able to make the investment. And I said, okay, listen, I can help fund you for you guys can stay afloat. Yes. In exchange for Starbucks. And that's how it came together. Oh, wow. And so we hopefully gave them runway to survive, and then it was up to them to continue running the business. And then we acquired Starbucks as a group. So they're not involved anymore? No, it's just me. Oh, wow. Yeah. Pressure? Lots of pressure. Lots of pressure, the time zone differences. Now Starbucks International has been so supportive. One way to motivate me is to say to me, I believe in you, can do it. And yes. So they've raised my expectations. I never want to let them down. So but they're American, right? So now you're closer to them. You have direct access to them. Yes, and so part of... Does that help? Yeah, I think it helps because my network is American. Okay. I have a couple of guys who are my investor group with me. Okay. And they have relationships to Seattle. They're well connected in the US. And it's helped in order to maneuver in the right direction, get Starbucks to fully understand what South Africa needs, because we're a unique country, right? We have unique needs that we're not Western Europe. Yeah. How do you adjust a business model? And I don't know for sure because I wasn't there, but maybe Taste didn't have that network and ability to get Starbucks to align. And they're very focused on us today and helping us be successful. It's been incredible, the support we've received from them. The ethos of the company is about developing and growing people and investing in communities and countries and regions. And you think it's lip service as an outsider until you get involved and you realize this is core to this company. Yeah. So I couldn't think of a better brand to bring to South Africa because it's so appropriate for a country that's in need of all countries need positive stories, but this is a really good one of giving back, and I think it works well for South Africa. Yeah, we're going to get to that. I was actually at the Canal Walk store launch and experienced some things, so I'll let you know about that. But you mentioned earlier on about Eddie, your boss. Yes. Being difficult. Would you say that you're a difficult boss? I think I think I can be particular. Okay. So I am definitely a perfectionist. Okay. But I'm also scatterbrained to a degree, so I think I need people around me who can help me focus. Okay. But I think I definitely have high expectations of people, and hopefully that attracts the kind of person that wants to be in an environment where they can grow and develop. Because in hindsight, even when I worked for it, it was difficult. I cannot look everything I learned from him. I respect him so much as a result in hindsight. Yeah. When you're in it and he's giving you a hard time, you go, oh, that's hard. But he molded you to be a better person. And that's how to do it. So I don't know if I'm difficult. I think I probably am particular. Okay. Depends on who you ask. Yeah. So Starbucks, obviously you've experienced Starbucks in the US. Yes. It's totally the same here. Yes. It's the same coffee, Yes.
Same everything.
Same everything.
Okay.
I just think our stores are nicer.
I think so too.
They're very nice.
I'm going to ask you this question. What makes Starbucks different to any other coffee?
So I think it's the business. I wouldn't say it's the coffee per
Yeah.
se. So that's not fair on Starbucks. Coffee is a matter of, as a layman, I'm not a coffee expert.
Yeah.
I like the coffee that I like.
Yeah.
Now, I actually like Starbucks coffee because over time I've discovered what I like. They've got many choices.
Yes.
So you find something you like, and you can definitely find something that you like. So when someone walks in our store and goes, "I don't like your coffee," I'm like, you just haven't asked the right question, or someone hasn't given you the right coffee yet.
That's right.
Because we have the choice.
That's right.
Yeah. It's not just one flavor. There's
Yeah.
80. I think I told you that.
You
There's
did.
87,000 combinations
Yes.
you can get to. And I found my combination. I'm very happy with it. So I'll always go to them. I think what makes us different is A, the variety,
Yes.
and then B, ultimately the ethos of the business and the people. We're a people business that serves coffee, not a coffee business.
Yes.
Right? And so that focus is very difficult on scale. Well, if I own a corner store and it's just me operating the business, I can be in there and I can make sure that customers, I walk into that guy and I'm saying,
Yeah.
"Thank you, how was your day?" But how do you do that on scale? So
Yeah.
Starbucks has 32,000 stores around the world.
Yeah.
So imagine how intense the culture has to be
Yeah.
to do that and ensure that it's replicated consistently around the world. And I think that's what we're ready to bring.
Yes.
And I think overall, that hopefully that's from a uplifting competition and uplifting the community around us and making those that work there to better understand it. And they will filter into the society, and
Yeah.
whether they stay with us or not, I think overall it's better for everyone. But I think that's what we bring to the table.
I love that.
Yeah.
And actually, visiting your Canal Walk store, you've decided to support local. So you've got local manufactured items, products in the store, paintings and everything. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so big effort to do that.
Yeah.
So I've been sincere. We went to Starbucks and we said, supporting local is massive,
Yeah.
and it's part of your business. Now, the path of least resistance, which I think is what our prior owners did, was just order from Starbucks. It's all done, put it on a ship, bring it in.
Yeah.
It's also not economical to do it
No.
that way, but it's easier.
Yeah.
So we had to convince Starbucks that the quality of the product being developed here meets their standard. It's not that we couldn't,
Yeah.
but if you can think about every region that they have in the world, they have 80 regions. Now,
Yes.
some of those regions are managed by multiple licensees. Everyone comes in with then their guy who's their connection, and
Yeah.
the quality won't be the same.
Yes.
So there's a rigorous process to ensure to get approved. So we found a local supplier. We got Starbucks' buy-in. We sent them samples. They love what we did. You can see the quality of the furniture.
Right, lovely.
And again, showcasing South Africans' talent and
Yes.
skills, which I really think are best in class.
Yes.
We have lots of opportunity here and
Yeah,
lots of
we
skills.
do.
So we got that buy-in. And so the whole store, the furniture has all been locally supplied. Now the machinery is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Just most of it is European and
No,
German.
no, for sure. Yeah.
But and then the artwork. So we brought a guy in, Justin, who's done some of our artwork and will be doing it throughout our stores to the degree it makes sense for him. Also supporting local. So it's been a really good experience. It helps with our business model,
Yeah.
but it also helps with us being authentic, saying we are local, we're keeping the money here. And we,
Is that with
although-
your new stores or all the stores?
so the legacy stores were built with product was imported.
Okay, so
to a
that's
large
already
degree.
done.
That was
Okay,
done.
okay.
But all new stores going forward will be locally manufactured to the degree that it can be.
Okay, so tell us about that. You've got new stores opening Canal Walk. Tell us about some of the other ones that you plan.
So Canal Walk is the first store, followed by Cavendish. Then we've got Tiger Valley, V&A, Camps Bay, and Stellenbosch.
Oh, Stellenbosch.
Yes,
Okay.
so that would be quite interesting. And then in Johannesburg, we've got a Castle Gate, which is a new development opening later this month, and then the other one is in Rosebank, which we have a partnership with ShopRite, which is going to be quite fascinating.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
And now tell us about taking Starbucks to the people. What is your plans going into 2021 in terms of expanding Starbucks?
Yeah, very important aspect for us. So we had, the last few weeks, many deep conversations with Starbucks to ensure that we're on the right growth trajectory. They have been tremendously supportive, ensuring that they're helping us on the back end, both financially and with support across the board to get the right growth going forward. So we're growing 50% this year, hopefully 50% plus next year. So you may see as many as 20 stores, but let's be conservative and say 15 next year, and then we'll keep that growth rate going. There will be multiple store formats. You'll definitely see smaller stores. We'll be in the neighborhoods. I don't think you'll see too many more mall stores.
Yeah.
And then grab and grow formats, drive-throughs. We're working on 2 right now. One just down the road we talked about earlier, and then one on the N1 in Johannesburg, which would be a home run for us too, hopefully, and serving a lot of customers. All sorts of
So take us back to 2019. Was Starbucks making a profit in South Africa?
No. So when you say profit, let's define that, what a profit means. So 2019, profit at the store level. Yes. In other words, the stores are profitable.
Yes.
Okay. That's really the truth, which is why we invested in the business. Where they were not making money was at the overhead governed by the large listed entity and multiple governance layers and unnecessary costs were leading to losses. We took that out right in the beginning. So right off the bat, to be honest, we turned profitable.
Wow.
And that was just a matter of managing the business more effectively. And being a private company, we're not burdened by the listed requirements, which for a small company is quite difficult to absorb. So you've got to be very profitable at the store level to cover all of that overhead. You've got a board of directors, you've got multiple reporting systems, and we don't have that.
Okay.
So we're quite nimble.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So I think Starbucks International has an investment, has a role to play, because obviously they saw what happened with Taste and the possibility that the business could go. I don't think they want that. So I'm happy that they are supporting you.
They get it, and I think it's what I've learned through that. It's less of that and more of the growth opportunity they're seeing.
Yes.
But it's also so well aligned with the culture, the ethos of that business. So the Africa story of giving back, of creating an oasis where people can come and work and be safe. It's just such a great alignment with the business, and they're recognizing that. And it's a great story, so they're really investing from that perspective. And I think ultimately the brand has been so successful, not from an arrogance perspective, that they know with the right management that it can get done.
That's what it came down to.
Yeah.
They needed you, Adrian.
I hope so. We'll see. I'm now really going to have to do it.
I'm looking forward to experiencing the new store openings and experiencing Starbucks into 2021. I know that there was talk of Starbucks coming to Cape Town for many years. It never happened, but now it has. So thank you to you for doing that. Adrian Maizey, thank you for your time. Thank you for being on the show. I really do appreciate it. And quickly tell us about the app. Can people download that?
Download the app, yes, please. Go onto the App Store, and we would love to have you on it. And then you can join our rewards program. And there's a whole new thing coming up with mobile order and pay, which will be in the new year, which I think is a life changer and a game changer for everyone. So looking forward to having them as part of our ethos and our system, and a lot of benefits are derived through being on the app.
Awesome. And your stores have Wi-Fi, which is people can go and have meetings there, chill, relax. Yeah.
Extremely high speed Wi-Fi. If I told you how many gigabytes it is, I'd be lying, but it's as good as you get. And you're welcome to come use it. We're happy to just work, and if you want to drink, fantastic, but we won't bother you, and you're welcome to enjoy our environment.
I must say that at the Canal Walk store, I had the best decaf coffee ever. Like decaf coffee, I mean, it's got a really weird taste, but I must say that the decaf Starbucks coffee was just one of the best I've had, if not the best, I must say.
That's good to know.
I really loved it.
We're going to have to make sure we figure out what that recipe was for you and keep repeating it.
And there's different combinations, like cappuccino, latte, and decaf, which is amazing. So you cater for everybody, as you've said.
And as I'm learning this morning, every hot drink that you have, you can also get in a cold format. So
that's right.
Hot day,
That's right. Yeah, my little one had a what? I don't know if it was a hot chocolate, but a cold one. What do you call it? An iced chocolate?
Iced chocolate.
Okay.
Frap of a degree. Yeah.
Okay, I love that. He loved it as well. So he had like a bit of a, what do you call it? Like a head rush?
Ice
or like
cream headache.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, got it.
It was cute watching him like drinking it. I'm like, oh my word, but yeah.
Yeah, they're quite nice.
Yeah, but Adrian Maizey, CEO and owner of Starbucks South Africa, thank you for your time.
Thanks, appreciate it.
And have a safe trip back to LA, and we'll see you on the flip side.
Perfect, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Cheers.
Another episode. Thank you very much for taking out the time and joining us. Make sure you are interacting at Stephen Taylor SA on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thank you to Drew, Puppy, and Akona, and thank you to you for watching. Take care. God bless. Here at the new Starbucks in Canal Walk, just amazing. I remember Adrian. I actually visited Starbucks in London a few years ago. It was part of on my bucket list of things to do, but now I can just come around the corner and just visit Starbucks here in Cape Town, in South Africa. So Adrian Maizey, is it Adrian Maizey? Yeah, Maizey, of course, CEO of Starbucks South Africa. Welcome, it's good to have you.
Thank you very much.
So, are you happy to have the Starbucks Canal Walk opening?
It's happy, relieved, excited, all of the above. So it's been a long journey to get here, especially during COVID, with everything coming off and going back on and pulling it off.
Was it supposed to open early?
We were supposed to open early June initially, and then it came to screeching halt mid-March, and then have to bring it all back on. So it was we've gone through a lot to get here, and then in order to make Cape Town work, we need to scale. So you've got 6 stores opening within a few weeks of one another. And so this allowed us to get the other stores in place. So the marketing effects were quite
so now it rolls out very quicker, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell me take us back to you as the CEO and owner of Starbucks South Africa. What made you want to bring Starbucks to South Africa?
Yeah, so I can't take credit for bringing it to South Africa.
Oh, okay.
It came before me.
Okay.
And it ended up being managed by a business that got into financial trouble. So we basically rescued it at the 11th hour. Whereas it wasn't rescuing Starbucks. Basically, Starbucks itself as a business was doing, they had good sales, but the parent company was in financial distress. So Starbucks almost got dragged down.
I think I know that story. Was a tape.
This tape,
yes.
Okay.
All right.
So what happened was we, at the last 11th hour, really, on October 29th last year, put in a bid to try to rescue the business, their business, which we were investors in, and getting some money in exchange. We extracted Starbucks assets, and were then left with the opportunity, or gained the opportunity to now make a run of it. And it's what the business does actually quite well from a sales perspective. We need to see up on the cost structure to make it work for the local economy, which we were on good track doing. COVID hit, which accelerated everything, but in a way pushed us even deeper into trying to cost save and figure out the right business model for Starbucks South Africa. And I think we're going to come out the back end of this in quite a good position.
I think so too. But you've got stores in Joburg. How many stores around
So
South Africa?
13 stores in Joburg, 3 in Durban, or KZN, and now we're going to have 6 here. We're going to have 2 more in Joburg opening, 1 in Pretoria, 1 in Joburg opening this month as well. So we'll have 24 in total by December 15th, and then we've got 2 more opening in the new year, so we'll bring us up to 26.
Okay, so someone that doesn't know about Starbucks, you guys do coffee, but not only coffee. What else do you do?
So I think we're originally a coffee company, but the breadth and depth of our menu, there's 87,000 combination of drinks that you can have, and I think that's often 87. That's a fact. Okay. Maybe it's 86,999, but it's rounded up to 87,000. But there is, it's the combination of customizing all the drinks, and it's the cold drinks in particular. I think that may not. It ultimately differentiates us. The IP, the know-how, the investment that goes into building that product globally and sourcing it and supplying it around the world consistently is where I think Starbucks has a leg up. So, coffees.
And you get your name on your coffee, which is cool.
Right, exactly. Until we go digital, in which case it's going to be printed.
Oh, really?
But that's what happened in the US. But your name will always be on it.
Okay. So the new store is open. People can come and check it out. So you've got new stores opening around the Cape as well, which, as you say, towards Christmas is going to be like just expanding a whole lot. What is your plan going into 2021?
So 2021, we're going to.
We don't have any earthquakes in COVID.
Yeah, no earthquakes. I actually felt that earthquake this morning, and I thought it was the air conditioning kicking in until someone told me. I feel like I'm back in LA.
Yeah.
But, so we will continue on this same growth trajectory. We really have to get this business to scale, and what we think the prior owners somewhat stuck was they didn't get the business large enough, and we have.
Well, they didn't understand the business.
Maybe not. Like they did a lot. They did a lot for the business and created a good. There are people with know-how here that I think you realize how much investment they put into developing the operations and the people and the culture. So you've got to give them credit for that. But on our end, it's about with Starbucks' help. And Starbucks is Starbucks global.
Yeah.
This is a strategic area for them. I can see the level of support we're getting from them, and with their support, growing at scale and continue at this. Hopefully we can grow at 50% annually for some time to come, because we need to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's going to create jobs as well, so it's a win-win all around.
Yeah, exactly. Jobs directly through employment, and then indirectly through investment from the guys who make this local furniture to the guy who designs backwards. It's all local now.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't historically, so
well
we've changed it. We've got approvals to do that. So all of this is now local, and therefore the contractors, they employ people. The people that produce the wood, for example, we are now employing those guys.
So it's jobs, creating more jobs along
Correct.
the way. I love that.
Yeah.
Adrian, thank you so much, man. I know you're a busy man, but we'll catch up with you soon. Thank you
Appreciate
very much.
it. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Bye.